Welcome dear students. In this video, we'll learn about the features of Indian economy at the time of independence. That is, when we got independence, what type of economy we inherited. From the Britishers, we inherited an economy which was colonial, semi-feudal, stagnant, backward, depleted, downtrodden, depreciated, and disintegrated economy. So what do these terms mean? All these terms go in negative sense. Let's first understand what do we mean by colonial. An economy which clearly serves the interest of its rulers is said to be colonial economy. So our economy was colonial economy because we were serving the interest of the Britishers. India was serving the interest of the Britishers when we inherited it. Now let's learn the features one by one. Our economy was said to be a feeder economy. Feeding whom? Feeding the British industries. Industrialization, that is, development of secondary sector was going on in Britain, and maximum population of our nation was dependent on agricultural activities. So, Britishers received raw materials from India and they used to supply the raw materials for the development of their secondary sector to Britain. From there, machine-made products were imported to India. So this way, our economy in both the ways, it was feeding the Britishers. It was supplying the raw materials to the Britishers, and as a consumer, we were importing the finished products from Britain. So our economy was clearly serving the interest of Britishers and it became a feeding economy, a feeder economy. Second feature is economy was semi-feudal economy. Feudalism means that such a system where between the peasants, between the actual tillers of land and the government, intermediaries interfere. And these intermediaries were zamindars. Zamindars used to charge high lagan from the actual cultivators, actual tillers of land. So this way, agricultural sector was completely a feudal sector. Feudalism was prevailing in agricultural sector. And secondary sector of our economy was completely a capitalistic economy, completely a capitalistic sector, because capitalism was prevailing in the secondary sector, which means that it was under the hands of few rich industrialists, that is private sector. So neither it was complete capitalism nor it was complete feudalism. In the agricultural sector, feudalism was prevailing, and in the agricultural sector, feudalism was prevailing, and in secondary sector, capitalism was prevailing. So our economy was a semi-feudal economy. So for this purpose, the land settlement system was firstly introduced by Lord Cornwallis in the year 1893, and this gave birth to feudal relations, that is landlord, who is the zamindar, tenant relation. Landlord used to charge very high lagan and they were very cruel to the cultivators. Third feature is our economy was a stagnant economy. Stagnant means something stable, something which is not growing. There are no vibrations, only stability is there. In terms of national income, in terms of per capita income, growth was very, very less. National income was growing at the rate of only 2% and per capita income was growing at the rate of just 0.5%. We can go through different points and we can see that studies show. First of all, Dadabhai Naoroji gave the report in the year 1867-68, and we come to know that per capita income, standard of living of the people, national income was very less. Then estimates by V.K.R.V. Rao were considered to be first scientific estimate, and from most of these studies, we come to know that country's growth of real output, that is country's growth of national income during the first half of 20th century was less than 2%, and the per capita per annum income was growing at the rate of just 0.5%, which is very, very less. So our economy was a stagnant economy. We learned three features. Firstly, our economy was a feeder economy. Secondly, it was semi-feudal because primary sector was having the feudalism, and secondary sector was in the hands of the private sector, that is capitalism. And third feature is our economy was not growing to a greater extent. It was not growing to much extent that it was a stable economy. So it was a stagnant economy. Fourth feature is economy was underdeveloped and backward economy. See, let's see why it was underdeveloped. It was underdeveloped because per capita income standard of living of the people was very low. 16% of the population was literate, that is very less. Birth rate and death rates were very high. Country was dependent for the capital products and the other products on the other nation. Even maximum population which was dependent upon the agricultural activities, still we had to import food grains from the other nation. Industrial development was limited, and that too was completely unbalanced. So because of all these reasons, we come to know that economy was underdeveloped, economy was backward. Any economy is judged to be backward or advanced on the basis of its secondary sector, which was not at all flourishing in our country, and moreover literacy rate was also very less. Fifth feature is economy was a depleted economy. How it became depleted? The money which was earned by the Britishers, who were then the rulers of our nation, they used our money not for the purpose of development of infrastructure, not for the purpose of development of our nation. Rather, they used the money for war purposes. Second World War, which took place before the final days of the Britishers' rule in India, it depreciated the Indian economy. In order to meet the wartime requirements, Indian industries had to work very hard day and night. Just go through these points, you'll come to know that this was a heavy loss of plant and machinery in terms of wear and tear, that is depreciation was very high, and replacements of depreciation were not there. Moreover, handicrafts of our nation which were previously flourishing, they also depleted, and the causes of decay was basically the discriminatory tariff policy of the government. This discriminatory tariff policy is discrimination. How this discrimination was done? Imports to India were made tariff free. Import of ready-made products from Britishers, from Britain, that was tariff free, while the heavy tariffs were imposed on the export of Indian products, sale of Indian products outside, which became costly in the foreign market, and therefore the demand declined. And with the disappearance of princely courts, because the Britishers fought the wars and they kept on capturing various areas, various lands, due to which the princely courts disappeared, the state patronage to Indian handicrafts, they came to an end, and this led to decay of Indian handicrafts. Indian handicrafts could not face this increasing competition because Britishers started supplying the ready-made products which were much better than our Indian handmade products. And a new class, a new group of people emerged which was demanding for the machine-made products and not the handmade products in India. Marketing of British manufacturers across different regions of the country, this became easier because Britishers developed railways in our nation. So this way we come to know that depletion of our economy took place due to war, due to decay of Indian handicrafts also. Sixth feature is our economy was dependent economy. Dependent for what purpose? It had to import sewing machine, it had to import medicines, oil, etc. to maintain the current life and activity. We began to import those very commodities in our nation which we used to export earlier. India's trade came to depend mainly on England. So this way our economy depleted, it became dependent on foreign countries. Moreover, land revenue system, that is zamindari system, was introduced. Farmers were the sufferers. Maximum population was dependent upon agricultural activity which was suffering to a greater extent. Discriminatory tariff policy, discriminatory industrial and commercial policies, drain of Indian wealth to foreign nation, trade policy which was completely in the favor of Britishers, completely a colonial trade policy was forward. These were the reasons why our economy became depreciated, why our economy depleted, why it became a backward economy. Next feature is our economy also became disintegrated economy. At the time of independence, Britisher rulers, these Britishers, they divided our nation into two countries, one India, another Pakistan. And this division of country deeply shaken the Indian economy. As a result, there were different problems which arose. Problem of rehabilitation of refugees who came to India from Pakistan. There was shortage of raw material, shortage of food grains, loss of markets, problems related to transportation. So this way, learning from the features, we come to know that the economy which we inherited from the Britishers at the time of independence, that was completely a backward, a stagnant, a depleted, depreciated, colonial and a semi-feudal economy. Hope you have understood the features. Just go through these features one by one. Thank you all. Have a nice day.